Hi, my name's Jared Gerritzen. I'm from Zombie Studios, and you are at GDC 2013.
So let's talk a little about your new game, Daylight, what this is all about.
Daylight is a very interesting thing. Zombie is an independent studio, but we've always been work for hire where we have a publisher. What we did with Daylight was we actually tried to make an indie game. We got 6 devs, and we decided to grab Unreal 4. We've been a partner with Epic for a really long time, so we were able to get it, and we started looking at what the engine can do. And what happened with it was an idea of procedurally built worlds, procedurally not only just filling a room with random stuff, but actually each room is connected different ways, and the experience where the idea of the horror elements and all of these parts come into play dynamically. So it's a procedurally generated Unreal 4 survival horror game, and we've been working on that for quite a few months with just a really small team. And the great thing about Unreal 4 is it's a lot more flexible than 3 was, where content makers, so artists and designers, can actually do stuff that we normally wouldn't be able to do without having an engineer on. So it's been really a fun experience. But it's also been one of those things where we are really excited about putting it out ourselves and partnering with great other partners that we're talking to at GDC. So hopefully from this we'll get even more steam and a release date soon.
Can you talk about the actual story and who players will be taking control of?
So the story is up to the player to discover. The interesting thing is we have Jessica Chobot actually writing the entire thing. It was one of those kind of buddies. She's been friends with the family for a really long time, and she's little does everyone know that she's actually a writer, and she has a lot of projects. So when we started deciding that we're going to make a horror game out of the procedurally generated items that we found out, she was a perfect fit, because really she's completely into the macabre and scary things and ghosts, and so it was one of those perfect scenarios where I didn't want to write this. So we have Jessica doing it, and she's done an amazing job that has made the world really live. And so it's going to be really kind of interesting having players explore what's happening in this world and what happened and who you are and what could be going on.
Can you talk a little bit about the environment or the world itself that people will be exploring?
So the world itself is going to also be expanded as we go to new chapters, but the first chapter you'll be in an insane asylum or a hospital that's seen multiple different levels of terrible things. That's kind of put all these phantoms and demons inside of in the world that makes the player have to kind of find their way through it. And the big thing that we've really been driving is you're a rat in a maze, so you need to just find your way out. And as you do, you find new story elements, you find new experiences, and then you just get scared the entire time.
How do you feel this game pushes the survival horror genre forward?
Well, working on Fear, I did Fear 1, and the thing that they did was they added shotguns and massive amounts of ammo to a survival horror idea. Unfortunately, everyone else saw that and decided to add shotguns to survival horror. That really kind of defeats the purpose of surviving. So what we did was we took the idea of the hardcore gameplay where if you get killed, you die and you get reset. So when you see those phantoms that can reset you, you want to get away because you might have gotten really far, you might have gotten through a couple of doors, and you don't want to die. So that adds that tension, and what we feel is the dynamic nature of it makes it so every time you play, even the devs, if I play the game, and I demoed at PAX, and when I was talking with someone, I got startled because it wasn't the same room that has the dogs jumping through the window. It's completely out of our control. It's both a gift and a curse, because if we find a bug, it's really tough to find it. But with that, anytime a dev plays, they instantly start getting scared. So it's a really interesting thing, and I think that as the success of Minecraft or DayZ or something where it's like people play and my experience will be completely different than yours, that will allow people to talk about it more. But the really big thing is what we did was we made kind of a YouTube game where YouTube's become such a phenomenon, and there's so many people that are playing and recording their experiences that it's become an entertainment. And the idea of I can show my playthrough and someone can show a different playthrough will really be kind of cool and socially interesting of all the sharing of information, but also their experiences.